Something's brewing inside Old Trafford, and this time, it's not another false dawn. For years, fans have heard the same recycled promises. The rebuild starts now. We're turning a corner. But those words always faded into the same familiar story. Flashes of brilliance, followed by total collapse. Now, under Rúben Amorim, it feels different. Tangibly different. United don't just look sharper, they feel alive again. Gone is the chaos, the panic, the fragile confidence that could shatter with one bad half. In its place, there's a sense of structure, of purpose, a belief that no matter what happens, this team won't fold. 3 straight Premier League wins, a gritty draw, and a growing sense that something real is forming. And while the results are impressive, it's what's behind them that's truly fascinating. A cultural reset powered by Amorim's ruthless attention to detail. But what exactly changed? And why does this version of Manchester United suddenly look like a team that actually believes again?
Let's be honest, for the better part of a decade, Manchester United's biggest weakness wasn't tactical, it was psychological. They could start strong, score early, dominate the ball, and then collapse the moment things went wrong. It wasn't just losing games, it was how they lost them. Heads dropped, passes slowed, confidence evaporated. Amorim saw that immediately. When he arrived, he didn't just focus on systems or shapes, he targeted mentality. He made it clear from day one, if you don't fight, you don't play. Every session, every drill, every meeting has been built around one theme, resilience through control. He doesn't want a team that panics when the tempo rises. He wants one that thrives in chaos. And it's working. That 2-2 draw against Nottingham Forest said more about this new United than any comfortable win ever could. The old United would have crumbled the moment the first goal went in. The new United regrouped, recalibrated, and fought back. They didn't win, but they sent a message. You can knock us down, but you won't break us. Every player from the back line to the attack speaks with the same energy now. Intensity, purpose, unity. This isn't the moody, disjointed United of the past. It's a team rediscovering who it is. And the change didn't come by accident. It started with Amorim's obsession for details, the tactical revolution that's redefining how United play. Amorim didn't just bring new energy, he brought a philosophy that feels light years ahead of the Premier League's old guard. His system is built around one powerful idea: organized chaos. Instead of slow, sterile possession, the kind that bored fans to sleep last season, United now attack with purpose. Every transition has direction. Every counterattack feels rehearsed, yet spontaneous. He's ditched the obsession with playing out from the back at all costs. Now, if there's space behind the opponent's line, United go long, fast, direct, lethal. And those long passes aren't random. They're targeted, drilled, and precise, often coming straight from the goalkeeper. Watch closely and you'll see it. When United win the ball, their first instinct isn't safety, it's strike. Wingers sprint diagonally, Bruno pushes between lines, and the fullbacks explode forward to overload the flanks. It's football that feels alive, controlled aggression in motion. This is what Amorim calls vertical football. It's not about keeping the ball for the sake of it. It's about turning possession into threat, instantly. You can almost feel the urgency through the screen. And that shift has brought United's best players back to life. Casemiro, once isolated and overworked, now looks reborn. Bruno Fernandes covers more ground than ever, leading presses and dictating transitions. The whole squad moves as one, compressing space, suffocating opponents, and breaking lines with brutal efficiency. But systems alone don't win titles. Amorim knows that. He needed a spine, a group of players who embody his football, who lead not by shouting, but by example.
Every great team has a backbone, and Amorim has built his from scratch. 7 players, each one chosen not just for talent, but for mentality. At the base, Senna Lamens, the unassuming Belgian goalkeeper who arrived quietly and became United's most important signing. No headlines, no drama, just calm, composure, and cold-blooded decision-making. He doesn't dive for the cameras. He dives when it matters. Under pressure, he's fearless, claiming crosses, cutting angles, launching attacks with pinpoint accuracy. Since becoming first choice, United haven't lost a single match. That's not coincidence. That's stability reborn. In front of him, Matthijs de Ligt, the rock at the heart of the back three. After years of bouncing between systems that didn't suit him, he's finally home. He's not just defending, he's conducting the defense. Every interception, every clearance, every shout of organization, it's the quiet authority of a man who's seen chaos and chosen order. On the right, Amand Diallo, Amorim's boldest experiment. Once seen as a luxury winger, now he's one of the most dynamic right wing backs in the league. Fast, fearless, and unpredictable, Amad turns defense into attack in one motion. He's not perfect, still learning the defensive side, but his chemistry with Bryan Mbeumo is electric. Together, they've torn open top defenses from Arsenal to Liverpool, turning that right flank into a weapon. And in midfield, the eternal engine, Bruno Fernandes. Under Amorim, Bruno isn't chained to one role. He's everywhere, pressing, organizing, leading. His numbers may not always shine, but his influence never fades. Behind him, Casemiro, steadying the tempo and rediscovering his best form after months of inconsistency. Amorim's tweaks mean Casemiro is no longer left isolated. He's shielded by structure, empowered by balance. And it shows. His passing range is back, his timing sharper, his confidence restored. Then up front, Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha, the chaos merchants. Mbeumo's precision and movement make him the glue of this attack. Cunha, unpredictable and fearless, thrives when the game gets messy. Exactly how Amorim likes it. 7 players, 1 philosophy. Resilience through control, aggression through structure. That's the blueprint, and it's why Manchester United finally looks like a team again. But there's one area that's quietly become their secret weapon, one that's winning them games, changing momentum, and terrifying opponents. Set pieces. And what Amorim has done with them? Nothing short of revolutionary. It's almost ironic. For years, Manchester United fans watched other teams dominate them with set pieces. Corners, free kicks, second balls. Every delivery into the box felt like a heart attack waiting to happen. But under Rúben Amorim, that weakness has flipped into a ruthless advantage. Set pieces are no longer about luck. They're science. Every run, every block, every flick-on has been drilled to perfection. From the first header to the rebound, there's a plan for every scenario. And the numbers prove it. United have scored in 4 consecutive matches directly from corner routines. Against Liverpool, Chelsea, Sunderland, and Nottingham Forest, the same pattern keeps repeating. A dangerous delivery, chaos in the box, and a red shirt pouncing when everyone else hesitates. When Bruno Fernandes whips in that ball, it's not just a cross, it's a trigger. Casemiro attacks near post, De Ligt hovers central, Amad positions for the second ball. And it works, again and again. Amad's thunderous volley at City Ground wasn't random brilliance. It was the result of hundreds of rehearsals. Amorim's obsession paying off in full. The ball drops, Amad stays patient, then strikes with the precision of a sniper. That's Amorim's genius, turning repetition into revelation. He knows games aren't always won in open play. Sometimes they're won in the margins, in those messy, chaotic moments where structure meets instinct. And this new Manchester United thrives in those moments. Set pieces now define who they are: organized, opportunistic, and ice cold when it matters most. It's their identity in miniature. Control the chaos and punish hesitation. But football has a way of humbling even the best systems. Because for every strength revealed, another flaw quietly hides beneath the surface.
For all the progress, there's one shadow that still lingers over Rúben Amorim's Manchester United. A familiar one: defensive lapses. You can see it in flashes. A cross from the right that goes unchallenged, a loose marking assignment in the box. 5 minutes of disconnection, and suddenly, control slips through their fingers. At Nottingham Forest, it happened again. 2 goals conceded in under 2 minutes. Not from brilliance, but from pure concentration lapses. One long ball, one failed clearance, and everything started to unravel. Amorim didn't sugarcoat it afterward. He called it what it was: unacceptable, preventable, weak. Those moments are what keep this United from being complete. Because while they've evolved mentally, there's still a fragility that flickers under pressure. One second they look unstoppable, the next unsure. And Amorim knows it. He's built a system designed to protect those moments. Compact lines, constant communication, awareness of space. But systems are only as strong as the people inside them. When players switch off, even for a second, the cracks show. Amadio, for all his brilliance going forward, still struggles in the air against physical opponents. De Ligt can't cover every zone alone. And without Maguire's area command, United are vulnerable to teams that attack from wide. The stats back it up. Only 1 clean sheet all season. So, while they're more dangerous than ever, they're also still learning what it means to be truly ruthless. And that's the challenge ahead. To evolve from a team that fights back to a team that doesn't have to. Because once that final piece falls into place, the rest of the league won't just respect United. They'll fear them. To understand how Manchester United got here, you have to understand the man behind it. Rúben Amorim isn't your typical manager. He doesn't scream on the touchline or make headlines for his ego. He works in silence, but every decision carries intent. He's obsessive, the kind of coach who pauses training to correct the angle of a player's run by 2 degrees. He studies opponents like a chess player studies patterns, always planning 3 moves ahead. But more than tactics, what sets him apart is his psychology. Amorim believes football isn't just a game of systems, it's a game of emotions. When he arrived at Carrington, he didn't start with drills. He started with conversations, one-on-one, face-to-face. He asked players what drives them, what scares them, what they feel when the crowd turns quiet. That's how he rebuilt belief. Not through slogans or speeches, but through trust. He tells his players, if you play without fear, I'll protect you. But if you play without fight, I won't. It's a simple rule, and it's transformed the dressing room. The tension that once split the squad is gone. You can see it in the way they celebrate, in the way they rally when things go wrong. It's no longer 11 individuals wearing red, it's one unit moving with purpose. And that's Amorim's greatest victory so far. Not the goals, not the tactics, the belief.
It's still early days in the Amorim era, but the signs are impossible to ignore. This Manchester United doesn't play pretty football for applause. They play brutal football for results. They press high, hit fast, and punish hesitation with machine-like precision. Clubs are starting to notice. Managers who once circled United's fixture as an easy 3 points now see it as a war zone. Because this team doesn't just compete anymore. They confront. Every game feels like a statement, a reminder that Old Trafford isn't a tourist attraction. It's a battlefield again. You can sense the fear in opposition managers' interviews, the nervous compliments, the cautious tone. They know what's coming. Amorim's project is still young, but it's growing fast. And as the months roll on, the question isn't whether United can compete, it's how long before they dominate. A year ago, Manchester United looked lost, a club drowning in noise, chasing shadows of its past. But under Rúben Amorim, that noise has turned into something new. Rhythm, identity, belief. The transformation hasn't been perfect. There are still cracks, still lessons to learn, but for the first time in years, it feels real. Because this United doesn't rely on nostalgia or slogans. It relies on structure, unity, and fire. It fights, it adapts, it refuses to fold. From Lamens commanding his box, to Bruno driving forward, to Ahmad and Bumo tearing down flanks, every piece fits the vision. And at the center stands a manager who's quietly rewriting what it means to wear the badge. Old Trafford has seen countless eras come and go, but this one feels different. This one feels like the beginning of something that might actually last. So when people say United are back, maybe for once they're right. Because under Rúben Amorim, Manchester United aren't just back. They're becoming everything they were always meant to be.